The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
You're listening to the Jim Richards Podcast from News Talk 1010.
Big developments yesterday. The White House decided to unveil the long form of Barack Obama's birth certificate, suggesting that he was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, August the 4th, 1961, at 7:24 p.m. But I've always said that it wouldn't be good enough. If somebody believed that he wasn't an American based on the shorter form of his birth certificate, why would anybody change their mind? Charles joins us right now. He is a retired former commander in the what branch of the armed forces were you in, Charles?
United States Navy.
The United States Navy. We thank you for your time. You're with ProtectOurLiberty.org, and you've brought a lawsuit against Barack Obama 2 years ago. Where is that right now?
Well, it went to the Supreme Court, and they refused to hear it.
They refused to hear it because many people believed that initial birth certificate was indeed accurate. Why do you not believe the first one that they released was accurate?
Well, there's two issues here in my lawsuit. The first and primary one was that his father was a foreign national, a British subject, not even an immigrant to the USA. So he can't be a natural-born citizen because to be a natural-born, you have to be born of two U.S. citizens in the USA. That's the framers' and founders' intent. And that was a legal issue in my question, and I wanted that to get clarified. All the Supreme Court cases up to that point had attested to what I just said, but it was never tested against the presidency. And the natural-born citizenship clause in the Constitution requires the person after all the founding generation were died to be a natural-born citizen, born of U.S. citizens in the USA. As far as the original certification of live birth online, Obama has produced or released a birth certificate to no one. All we see is digital images. We need to see documents in the hands of controlling legal authorities to be vetted by forensic analysis, not just Internet images and statements that it's true and correct and nobody can see a piece of paper. He has submitted no piece of paper to any Secretary of State, and no controlling legal authority has seen any of his vital records.
Well,
just digital images on the Internet.
You don't believe the record keepers in Hawaii and the governor of Hawaii and the people who have handed this thing over, and a long line of people have said that is indeed the real thing.
Have they said that? Have you read their carefully parsed statements?
Well, how are they parsed?
They're parsed. They say they have seen his vital records. They don't say what his vital record was originally created from.
So you
can get a birth certificate in Hawaii based on an affidavit statement of a parent. The people say that it was sent by the Hawaiian hospitals. Now, have you looked at this newest one? The certificate number on the top is lower than a person. I mean, it's higher than a person who I'm getting myself confused here, but the number is out of sequence from a person who had twins several days, the day before Obama was born. Yet he has a lower number.
So you're suggesting that
the hospital issues numbers in sequence by birth. So how can the number be different for somebody, with the Nordyke twins? But this factual issue is not my main concern. My main concern is that he's not born of an American citizen father.
So even if it was 100% accurate, you're saying that because the American father, but why hasn't that been an issue for anybody else? I mean, that's a pretty...
It has.
But it's a pretty outstanding issue, and it's not in dispute. So if it is that hard and fast
for John
rule...
McCain, the Congress of the United States held hearings for John McCain to prove he was a natural-born citizen.
Well,
they said he was because his father was a U.S. citizen.
Commander Charles Kerchner joins us right now. He's with ProtectOurLiberty.org. So my question again to you, Charles, is... If it's not in dispute that his father is Kenyan, and so if that's not in dispute...
And a British subject.
A British subject. That's never been in dispute. Everybody would agree to that.
But it was not widely reported.
If that is I think it's pretty widely reported.
Now, but not at the election time.
Oh, well, nobody was hiding the fact that he was Kenyan. But all I'm saying is...
So Obama is Kenyan, you admit that?
Well, no, his father. His father was Kenyan.
Okay.
But if it's a hard and fast applied law that you have to have two natural-born Americans to be your parents, why wouldn't that have been the stickling point and not about his birth certificate and not about where he was born?
I wrote letters to Congress. They never answered the letters. Not my state my U.S. senator, my U.S. reps, leaders of the Judiciary Committee, all of them. I wrote to them about this, asking them to investigate this. They didn't even answer my letters.
If the baby Jesus came down from heaven, isn't it true that you and like-minded people still wouldn't believe that this was his birth certificate?
What has Jesus got to do with it? I'm talking about Obama, who's usurping the office of the presidency. Now, wait a minute. Now, listen, this birth certificate, have you done layers analysis of it yet?
No, I haven't.
I suggest you have your digital experts take that image and look at the layers. It was made up of layers. It was not even a scanned-in original image.
Well, I will get my digital experts right on that.
You do that.
However,
you'll see something unusual in there.
Doesn't this guy have enough problems in his presidency? Never mind all this kind of stuff,
The Constitution of the United States. We're a nation of immigrants. What holds us together is the glue, the Constitution. Without that Constitution, the United States does not exist. We'll fall apart.
But
we'll
you're
collapse
a nation,
like the Soviet Union.
You're a nation of immigrants that apparently...
But Obama is not one.
Is not one of the immigrants.
His father was not one. His father was not an immigrant.
Well,
Obama was born to a foreign national.
How can you define it as a nation of immigrants but then say this immigrant isn't good enough to lead your country?
Are you telling me that Obama's an immigrant now?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that if it's so great that you're a nation of immigrants...
But you have to follow the law. You can't sneak in through the back window. You got to be a legal, natural-born citizen. A natural-born citizen is the children of citizens. The first generation of people coming here can become citizens, not a natural-born. Citizens can become governor, reps, senators, any other office in this country except the commander of our military, who happens to be the president.
Okay.
The founders and framers wanted sole allegiance at birth in that office because he's the commander of our vast military power. That's exactly why John Jay wrote the letter to George Washington saying, we want for this office to be sole allegiance at birth, meaning a natural-born citizen. And that's what the clause was put in there, natural-born citizen. That's what it means. You are the children of citizens born in the USA.
Charles, thank you very much for your time.
Very good.
I appreciate it. Charles Kerchner is the former commander of in the Navy down in the United States.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.